was just commenting that Jim gets to travel with his support group. His fans go everywhere he goes. How many times have you shown this film so far?
This is the first. Not many people have seen it. This is a first for Harry, too, so it probably wasn't very easy to see the film.
No,
A lot of parts are fun.
Appreciate Harry coming
My wife hasn't even seen it.
in. Oh, okay. A couple of quick questions. You started obviously filming this what kind of camera?
It was a Panasonic DVX 100. It's like a professional grade camera. Adds like
the old footage.
Oh, the old footage was just like old VHS from like the school borrowed camera.
Right.
I mean,
so when did you decide, from all the stuff that you were shooting then, that you were going to make a project?
Well, like I said, you see Jamie in the beginning. He talks about, somebody always said Guy should make a somebody should make a documentary about Guy. So it was always in the back of my head that I might be doing something, and 20 years later, I went ahead and did it.
And is this what your normal gig is making movies? What do you do?
Well, I currently work for the Showtime channel. I work in network operations. We're more just like, I don't know if you ever seen like Homer Simpson, pushing buttons. That's kind of what we do. So, this is my creative outlet. We got some Showtime guys here. Where are you?
Did you get support from Showtime guys to make the film?
People I work with, yeah, but no, none of the suits or the higher-ups, they don't even know anything about this.
But, so without necessarily...
I have no pull.
Well, but you did have a lot of stuff to work with from the beginning, so you must have had some sense that you wanted to work in this kind of genre.
Sure, for a long time, yeah, probably since I was like 12 years old.
Okay. And I think it's a pretty courageous act on pretty much everybody's part that made this film. Certainly Guy, and for you, and a lot of people open themselves up to what their lives were like when they were younger, and what their lives are like now. And there's a lot of humor in it, but there's a lot of real sadness in it.
That's how we were, It was a sweet and the sour, So I mean, that's pretty much it. There's a lot of laughing moments, and there's a lot of moments you're just like, damn, But, these are all my friends, we kind of know each other. And, this is all the things that we experienced with each other.
Right. Well, and obviously you're a big piece of the picture because your interest in it, and you're following it along from after you were kids and then going forward. And then you're on camera. A lot of documentary makers aren't on camera.
I really tried to stay out of it, but I've known him. I was a big part of it back in the day. And I don't know if you see the self-interviews with myself. They were very difficult to do.
But it's an interesting thing because like the other people in the film, it's your relationship with him over the years and how it's changed and how it's gone forward.
Yeah, I mean, as you see,
concern for him and his caring about the people that he's around. So.
And as you see, he and I had a falling out. I didn't want to leave that out. You see a lot of these documentaries where the director is involved. They're kind of like, it's my friend. I care about you. I mean, we're real. We've had fights. We've had arguments. So I really wanted to show that at one point we didn't get along within the production of this.
Right. Were there any other particular challenges? I mean, dealing with it. There was one interesting aspect when you were telling the story of your falling out, I guess, and you used the mayor, and he wasn't saying anything, but he was reacting to it.
Well, yeah, the most difficult part was actually tying segments. I had all these segments done, and you always just need something little just to tie a segment together. And I was going to have like a self-interview with me talking about it, but going through the footage, I found me telling the story to Dave. So I ended up using what I had already, instead of just me sitting in front.
It was interesting because you had done the interviews with yourself before, and now it was almost an interview with yourself because Dave wasn't saying anything, but his reactions sort of told the story.
Yeah, well, I was telling him about the film, and that was pretty fresh when that interview happened. So I was just telling him, I was venting to him,
right.
About how the film's going at that time, and that was probably like literally the next day or maybe a few days after or so.
So at what point, it was 87 when you started with the VHS film?
Some of it dates back to 86 probably.
Okay, so 86. So when did you come back in your next incarnation to start making the film and to put it together?
Like maybe 5-6 years ago.
And in that interim between the first VHS film and coming back 5-6 years ago, had you not seen Harry for a long time?
No, I lived over in Connecticut. My wife was in the Navy, and I lived in Manhattan. I moved around a lot, and I had just moved back to Greenport after she had gotten out, and we bought a house. I decided I was going to work on the house for the next couple of years, and after this, I want to get right back into video. And Guy was the first project that I wanted to. I have a stockpile of ideas and things that I want to do, and definitely his was something I've been wanting to do for years.
Well, I wish you a lot of luck. I think it's an incredible first venture, and we're all very lucky to have seen it. So
thank you.
Thanks so much for coming.
Let's give a thank you for Guy over here. One thing I did want to mention, though, like probably literally after I graduated high school, which was over 20 years ago. I mean, literally less than 24 hours after doing the cap and gown thing and they throw the hat up. I had gotten a job on Shelter Island, which Jamie, who's in the film, and Guy was on the painting crew. Charlie, who was in the painting crew, and the first job we did was painting this building 20 years ago. Me, Guy, Jamie, and Charlie. And here we are. We're allowed inside now.
It all comes around. It all comes around.